Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
A man dies after a weekend shooting in Rockford. Investigators turn to the community to find the person who pulled the trigger.
Two men impersonating Loves Park city workers rob a husband and wife's home. The couple speaks out to make sure you don't get scammed.
And the holidays are normally a time nonprofits see a rise in donations and volunteers. One local organization asked the community for help to avoid the post-Christmas lull. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. A Rockford man dies after a Sunday night shooting.
It's the Forest City's second murder of the year. This happened on Webster Avenue near Green Street. When officers arrived, they found a 26-year-old man shot several times. The victim was taken to a local hospital but died. His name will be released once family is notified. If you have any information, call Rockford Police or Crime Stoppers.
Police arrest a Forest City man after someone allegedly urinated on the 911 call center. This happened around 6:30 last night on South 1st Street near Walnut. During the arrest, investigators tell us City Hall protesters surrounded the arresting officers. A short time later, demonstrators reportedly tried getting into the 911 center. That's when police tried to arrest 21-year-old Ariel Perez. Officers say Perez resisted. The 21-year-old was eventually taken into custody. Investigators tell us Perez was not the person urinating on the call center. He's charged with resisting arrest.
A husband and wife in Loves Park were robbed by two men the couple thought were city workers.
The victims, who spoke to Michelle Rave and asked to remain anonymous, are sharing a message so other people don't get ripped off.
We didn't think anything was wrong. These people don't leave clues. They make it look like nothing's wrong.
Saturday, a Loves Park couple were robbed in their own home.
First, they rang the doorbell. Then they knocked on the door really hard. So we opened the door.
The couple, who didn't want to be identified, says two men showed up to their doorstep claiming they were there to help prevent their power from being turned off.
If we didn't do what they said, that we would have no water or electricity for a week.
Or for a long period of time.
Or a long period of time.
Once the men got inside, they separated the couple. The husband was taken to the backyard and the wife was taken to the basement.
He told me, turn every single light on and every single TV on as loud as you can. And then he took me to the basement. And he says, turn the lights and TV on down here so they don't turn anything off on you. And I said, well, is this with the city? Oh yeah, it's with the city.
Right now, we're actually only doing residential service by appointment. So if they haven't made an appointment, we shouldn't be at their door unless there's an emergency reason. Every one of our employees has a city-issued ID that they should have on them, and they will be in a city truck.
Once the men left, the couple realized they had been robbed.
They took my wedding rings. They
Took money.
They took my Claddagh ring. They took money out of my drawer, and they broke into that box.
Yeah.
We don't know if they took pictures of our Social Security information or our passport information.
The couple says it's a nightmare that won't end and warn others to be aware.
I mean, I've been working for days to get everything straightened out, to close all our accounts and to do this and to do that, and I'm not sure it's ever going to be ending, actually.
Reporting in Loves Park for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
3 people are sent to a local hospital after a 2-car crash. This happened just after 9 this morning at the intersection of 6th Street and 5th Avenue in Rockford. At least one person in the truck had to be rescued by first responders. You can see the car's front end smashed in. The truck came to stop on the sidewalk. No word on the victim's conditions or what may have caused the crash. A car catches fire in the middle of a busy Rockford street. This happened around 9:45 on East State, just east of Fairview. The car's front end burst into flames as it sat in the road. Police tell us a mechanical malfunction caused the fire. 2 women were in the SUV. They tell us they got out when it started smoking. No one was hurt.
Local human trafficking advocates raise awareness about what they call a nationwide epidemic. Experts tell us traffickers normally build relationships with their victims. Children in congregate living facilities can be more at risk of falling victim. Workers at those facilities are trained to spot signs of trafficking and how to provide support to victims. Experts say it takes the whole community to fight this epidemic.
It's happening in your community. Traffickers are either bringing people through for purchasers, or they're recruiting from your small towns. And so it's something that we all have an obligation and a responsibility to learn more about and to take steps to intervene in.
If you think someone you know is a victim of trafficking, call Rockford Alliance Against Sexual Exploitation. That number is there on your screen. We've also posted it at mystateline.com.
Illinois leaders say the state avoided a post-holiday COVID surge. Health officials say that's due to the entire state being in Tier 3 mitigation since the end of November. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says the number of COVID-related hospitalizations and the state's positivity rate have dropped by over a third since November 20th. But Pritzker adds there's still a ways to go in the battle against coronavirus.
We still have more than twice as many COVID patients in the hospital statewide than we did in the summer. And we've seen recent fluctuation in our case rates and test positivity that has stalled that downward trajectory.
Regions in Illinois can start to move to Tier 2 of COVID mitigation starting Friday. Right now, our area, Region 1, does not hit the thresholds to see relaxed restrictions. Our area still needs to have a decrease in COVID-related hospitalizations for 7 out of 10 days.
Some Chicago public school students and teachers are back in the classroom. It's the first in-person learning in the district since the pandemic started. Around 6,000 preschool and special ed students are scheduled to head back to class. CPS ordered about 4,300 educators to return. The teachers union says Chicago Public Schools' return plan is not safe.
Or going into a classroom and potentially exposing ourselves and our families to a virus that has been killing Black and Latinx families at a greater rate than others in this city right now. We don't think it's safe.
CPS administrators counter the district has gone above and beyond what the CDC and the Chicago Department of Public Health require to ensure students and staff are safe.
Since the pandemic began, people have needed the services of nonprofits now more than ever.
Administrators at the Rock River Valley Pantry tell Dylan Strachey how community members can step up to help the organization and each other.
Jim McFarlane is volunteer coordinator for Rock River Valley Pantry. He says the nonprofit normally has more than enough manpower to get by during Thanksgiving and Christmas, with the festive spirit convincing many to donate their time. But when the holidays pass and people start transitioning back into their typical routine, it becomes much more difficult to find workers. McFarlane says since COVID-19 is keeping nonprofits busier than ever, it's especially important this year for volunteers to step up and help prevent the post-holiday lull.
Volunteers either fill shelves in the morning, organize and evaluate food. In the afternoons, they come in and they actually work with the clients.
I talked to a longtime volunteer about her experience at the pantry since the start of the pandemic. Hear from her coming up tonight at 9 and 10. In Rockford, for your home team, I'm Dylan Strachey.
A State Line organization says an hour of your time can be a life-saving gift. The Rock River Valley Blood Center is asking for donors. Fewer people traditionally give during the weeks following the holidays. Locally, RRVBC needs 700 donors a week to supply 10 regional hospitals.
If something happens in our community where we require to have blood in, emergency, a trauma, an accident, that type of thing, we need to have blood on the shelves. We can't wait to stock the shelves after it happens.
If you'd like to schedule an appointment to give, find the link in this story on mystateline.com.
A Rockford nonprofit gets a grant that will help the children it serves. The YMCA of Rock River Valley received nearly $12,000. The Y will use some of the money to support its remote learning program and purchase new Chromebooks. The grant comes from the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois. Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan suspends his bid for another term.
His announcement comes the day after he failed to pick up the 60 votes needed for re-election as Speaker. Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the Capitol. In a statement, Madigan said he isn't fully withdrawing from the Speaker election. Democrats hold a supermajority of 73 seats in the Illinois House. Representatives Ann Williams and Stephanie Kifowit are still campaigning for the job. Republican House Leader Jim Durkin says Madigan, quote, continues to create uncertainty and misdirection, calling the move another ploy. Madigan has led the Illinois House almost continuously since 1983. Last year, he was implicated in a Justice Department investigation into a bribery scheme involving ComEd. Madigan has not been charged. He denies any wrongdoing.
If you have questions during tax season, a state-line nonprofit may be able to help. Goodwill will help residents file taxes starting January 25th. It's part of Goodwill's Good Taxes program. To qualify, individuals or families need to make less than $57,000 a year. This is the 12th year the service has been offered. Last year, more than 2,300 people got assistance. You can call now to make an appointment. For a list of the filing sites, find the story on the My State Line app. Rockford area police need your help putting suspected criminals behind bars. Here's this week's Crime Stoppers report. Mario Blackman is 38 years old. He's 5'8", 190 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Blackman's wanted for domestic battery. 28-year-old Montrell Brackens is 5'11", 220 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes. Brackens is wanted for criminal damage. DeQuarice Hayes is 24 years old. He's 6 feet, 130 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Hayes is wanted for a probation violation. Faith Grasty is 19 years old. She's 5'1", 130 pounds with brown hair and green eyes. She's wanted for criminal damage. If you have information on any of these suspects, contact Crime Stoppers. You don't have to give your name, and you could be eligible for a cash reward. The sun finally came out from behind the clouds for just a bit this afternoon.
It's a nice break from the sort of gloomy conditions we've had. Seems like forever. When we come back, Candice tells us if sunny skies will stick around. And as we go to break, here's a look at the closing numbers on Wall Street.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Well, we started the day off with some cloud cover and some fog, and while we were stuck with the clouds for most of the day, we actually were able to get some sunshine, especially west here this afternoon, as those lower clouds kind of moved back out. Now, we've got a little bit of clearing, hard to see because, well, the sun has set. A live look with our Mercy Out SkyTrack camera overlooking here the Rock River kind of down to our south now over downtown Rockford. Whatever cloud cover, though, we did lose this evening, it's kind of being replaced, and it's being replaced with a weak system that's moving in from the northwest, kind of this upper level low. And with that low, that's going to provide us with a little more cloud cover. We've got a few higher clouds starting to work through parts of Iowa and then into Wisconsin. Believe it or not, this disturbance is actually going to help pull in a little more warm air for us here as we go through the overnight tonight. So we're not going to see a big drop in our temperatures, but with that warmer air coming in and the increase in some of the cloud cover, we actually could get a little freezing drizzle here during the late overnight. Patchy freezing drizzle, kind of similar to what we had going through the evening hours yesterday for some, and I don't expect it to cause too many issues here as we go through the early morning hours, but just know that that could cause a couple of slick spots, especially on the bridges and the overpasses. Now, our winds will stay from the west and southwest, so this will actually give our temperatures a nice little boost. In fact, we could come close to 40 degrees once we get into Wednesday, Thursday, but all of that really depends on cloud cover. But as we get towards the end of this week and for the weekend, we'll start to see those numbers drop. So we've got actually a fairly significant storm system that'll be moving across the middle of the country and then into the Great Lakes and the Midwest later this week. The main low pressure system with that, though, is going to stay a little bit further up to the north. With that low, we draw in more of a south and southwesterly wind. So again, that's where those temperatures climb by Wednesday and Thursday. But on the back side of this is when we'll see the numbers drop back. We get that wind kind of coming in more from the northwest, and that's going to push a little more of a cool air mass down south. Now, it's not a big drop in temperatures. In fact, our numbers, they will fall back into the 20s, but only be about a handful of degrees or so below where we should be for this time of year. Just make it feel more like mid-January. With that system, there is a chance we could get a couple of rain showers to start off the day on Thursday, and then mix with a few snow showers heading into Thursday night, and then some wraparound snow showers during the day on Friday. Wind will also be a little gusty with that, so more wind-driven snow showers throughout the afternoon. Right now, this does not look like it is going to be a major snow event for us, maybe an inch at most, but continue to kind of keep an eye on it here as we get further into the week. Going into the middle part of the week, we'll see a little bit of clearing take place, although for tomorrow, I think we're going to fill in the cloud cover with some fog here as we go through the overnight hours. As we get into the afternoon, though, a little more dry air comes in. This should help kind of push some of that cloud cover away. So like today, we should see some sunshine late into the afternoon. It's replaced back with cloud cover, though, on Wednesday. Now, if we're able to get some sunshine on Wednesday, that'll bring that temperature up near 40 degrees. Currently sitting at 28 right now in Freeport, 29 in Rockford, and we're at 25 degrees in Rochelle. Makes it feel more like the teens, though, with that southwesterly wind. 34 for tomorrow afternoon, up to 37 Wednesday, Thursday. Windy on Friday, temperatures down to 29, and then we'll stay, guys, in the 20s here as we head through the weekend.
Big changes coming at the end of that 7-day. Candice, thanks.
Scott's in next with sports.
Allen Robinson might have played his final game as a Chicago Bear. We'll get his take on that.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
It is no surprise the Bears' offense struggled yesterday. The Bears have been offensively challenged for 4 straight seasons, and things could get worse now that their one reliable playmaker, Allen Robinson, could hit the free agent market. Robinson told reporters today everything is on the table.
Coming down to the end of my contract, now it's looking at, okay, how do I foresee the next however many years of my career going, because again, that's what it comes down to. It's a ton of factors, again, that kind of factor in, I wouldn't say that one or the other, outweighs any one.
Well, tonight it's all about college football. Bama and the Buckeyes will go at it in Miami. The biggest key to this game is the health of Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields. One of the rare upsides to COVID-19 is college athletes get an extra year of eligibility from the NCAA. Rockford native Vidarian Lowe of the Fighting Illini football team is taking advantage of that. The Auburn graduate will return to Champaign for his 5th season on the offensive line. Like most college seniors, Lowe was tempted to move on from college and take a shot at the NFL. The decision weighed on his mind throughout the past season. There was also the financial aspect to consider. An NFL income would help him support his family. He has a 3-year-old son and another child due in May. Plus, he has guardianship of his younger brother.
It's really easy to just be like, I want to just go ahead and make that transition to the NFL, just for my family. But, I just knew deep down, if I, just gave a little bit more to the game that, I could put myself in a better position.
A better position to show NFL scouts what he can do. A better position to improve his game. Lowe has NFL size for an offensive tackle. He's 6'6", 320 pounds. He was named honorable mention All Big Ten this past season.
It was nice, I just think that, I'm capable of, bigger things.
Lowe says he'll focus on being more aggressive next season.
That and then just getting better at, just run blocking in general. I feel like, I'm a pretty good pass blocker, but, the run blocking is just the weaker part of my game.
Plus, Lowe doesn't want to leave Illinois on a losing note. The Illini won only 2 of their 8 games this past season. And Lowe's excited about the coaching change for the football team. Lovie Smith is out and Brett Bielema is in.
Coach Smith was a great coach. It's just, certain aspects of our football team, just wasn't clicking, carrying over to the football field. It was just time, to bring in another guy. I feel like, Coach Bielema's going to change the culture for our football team.
Lowe is one of 4 offensive linemen who will be returning for the Illini. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Our first warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. We've got a few clouds out there this evening, but a little more cloud cover tonight could actually lead to some patchy freezing drizzle during the overnight tonight and into very early tomorrow. So just be mindful of that. Some bridges and overpasses could become a little slick if we actually do see that freezing drizzle materialize. As far as our temperatures go for us tonight, we're down into the 20s. Our weather watcher Jim here in Rockford, he checked in earlier today with a temperature of 28 degrees with a few clouds out there this evening. So from 28 to this evening up to 34 for tomorrow afternoon. We stay in the mid and upper 30s Wednesday, Thursday. Chance for rain on Thursday mixing with some snow Thursday night and then some snow on Friday.
A little bit of melting before the bottom drops out. Thanks, Candice.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you at 10.
Stay safe.